Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Mic check, mic check. Yo, what up, fellas? What up, fellas? How's everybody doing on this beautiful day, bro? Veil Plays in the building. What's happening with you, Veil Plays, bro? Soundy Daniel in the building. What's happening with you, bro? How you doing today, man? Appreciate you for being up in here. Chris Matthews in the building. I see you, player. How you doing, man? How you doing today, bro? Pierce the Third, my man, in the building, bro. Good to see you, my man. Appreciate you for being up in here, brother. Good to see all of y'all up in here. Stay Solid 24, my man. What's happening with you, G? How's everybody doing today, man? I hope everybody is doing wonderful, man. I'm doing so great, bro. I'm up here sitting on my God mode throne, bro. Feeling amazing, man. I'm feeling so amazing, bro. I'm feeling so amazing, bro. And I had to come back and share with y'all today, bro. That's how amazing I'm feeling, bro. I had to come back today, bro, to make a video, man, to get you guys to understand something, bro. That semen retention, bro, is unforgiving, bro. It's unforgiving, man. We have so many people, bro, that get on this journey, man, and they have a whole steam of energy at first, bro. And then they get on this journey for the long run, bro, and they see all the pressure that comes with it, man. All right. And I want you guys to understand something, bro. I want you guys to really understand something, man. Semen retention is unforgiving. That means it's not going to bend to what it is that you want. You gave into the journey, bro. Okay. You sacrificed, bro. You put all of your energy into this journey, bro. And this journey is going to do one thing and one thing only. This journey is going to keep on going, bro. It's not going to fall off track, bro. It's not going to be forgiven, man, because all of a sudden you don't hit some struggles in your journey, bro. And now you want to turn back around and walk back in the direction that you just came from. It doesn't work like that, guys. Okay. Semen retention is very unforgiving. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, bro. We're going to be talking about semen retention is unforgiving. We're going to be talking about they all on steroids, bro. We're going to be talking about demons and alcohol. And we're going to be talking about the military. So let's get going, fellas. What up, fellas? What up, fellas? How's everybody doing on this wonderful day, bro? It's your man in the building, bro. Feeling like a stack of a million, bro. The Shaved Lion King, man. I'm back here today to rap with y'all fellas, man. I'm back here to rap with y'all fellas, man. I got so many people that come on my channel, bro, be trying to tell me how to live the life of a king, bro. They trying to tell me how to live the life of a God mode retainer, bro. They try to tell me how to live the life of somebody, bro, who's gone in and tapped into that fountain of youth, bro. They trying to tell me because they don't want to change, because they don't want to put in the effort, bro. They don't want to do what it takes, bro, to become their best version, because they still up here caught up, worried about what everybody else thinks about them, bro. And I told you, man, semen retention is going to make you or break you. And it's obvious that a lot of people out here are not retaining their seed. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at you. But you're not going to come up here and try to tell me that I'm doing something that don't seem right because it doesn't fit with your program, because you haven't decided to go in and muster up this discipline and this strength that it takes, bro, to become your ultimate best version, bro. Okay? The way you evolve to your best version is you're going to go through some cycles, bro. Okay? You're going to go from base mode. Okay? You're going to go to infinity mode. You're going to go to God mode. And then you're going to go to your ultimate version mode. And what you're seeing transpire with me, bro, is I done gone through all those different modes. Sometimes in different stages of your life, you need different modes. Like when I was younger, when I was in my teens, I needed that strong mode. I needed that masculine, strength mode, because a lot of things that I was doing in my life, I need to be super strong. Okay. I need to do physical labor. Okay. I was caught up in my lust. I was caught up in what people thought about me. Okay. But as I evolve later on in my life and I really get to the pinnacle of what we call God mode, I start to see everything totally different. I understand it's all about preserving and conserving. I understand it's all about making it to the end of this race. You see, so many people forget the basic rules to this game every single day. This is how I know they lost. This is why they always come here asking me these questions, bro, that are just ridiculous. The way that you're going to have to do this, man, is you're going to have to survive. It's called survival of the fittest, bro. Okay. And eating a whole bunch of food. Okay. Lifting a whole bunch of weights, putting a whole bunch of chemicals and toxic things into your body, bro, that are trying to enhance yourself, bro, is only going to slow you down on this race. Okay. You're modifying your vehicle, bro. Okay. What happens when you modify your vehicle? When you modify your vehicle, bro, the vehicle doesn't last as long. Okay. It's not up to OE standards no more. Okay. You done took bolts off of it, replaced it with different parts, added extra weight. Okay. You don't put all sorts of aftermarket parts onto your once original frame of a car, bro, that was worth way more money in its most original condition. But this is what we are doing out here, thinking that we got to keep up with what society is telling us that we need to do. And that's just simply not the truth, guys. Okay. But it's going to take you to go on this journey. It's going to take you to get to a point in your life, bro, where you're able to look yourself in the mirror and be real with yourself. You're able to look yourself in the mirror and be real with yourself and say, bro, this whole time out here, I've been faking and funking about who I really am. I've been out here trying to keep up with everybody else. I've been out here worrying about what other people think about me. Okay. This is what most of y'all are doing. And I don't care for that. I'm on God mode. Holler at me when you get up on 3 years of semen retention and tell me on your outlook on life then. Okay. I've learned so much because I put in the effort. I've studied. Okay. I have practiced what I preached. I've done everything that I've told you guys that I've been doing. And my results show. I don't have to sit up here and argue with anybody, because I know you're not even on my level. I know you're not. Okay. Because you're not doing it. Because if you were doing it, you would understand every single thing that was coming out of my mouth. It wouldn't be an issue. You wouldn't be coming to me with all these different questions talking about, I'm worried about losing weight. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about what this person says about me. I'm worried about this. You wouldn't be worried about anything if you just went on your journey. You went within, bro, and you found the truth in life. Okay. This is the absolute truth, man. And I want you guys to understand something. Semen retention is going to do this to you. Okay. Semen retention is unforgivable, bro. It does not forgive, man. Okay. Semen retention is one way, bro. There's no way to bend the rules. There's no way to come in here and put your little spin on it, bro. Okay. Because if you're really doing it, then you're really going to acquiesce to the things that semen retention requires you to do. And what semen retention requires you to do is put down your ego first and foremost. I told you guys this. This is one of the number one things that I had to do. I had to put down my ego, bro. Okay. I've been big and buff my whole life, man. Basically half my life, big and buff, bro. And let me tell you guys something. This is no offense to anybody out there who wants to do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. But I told you, eventually, when you hit a point in your life, which I call real maturity of a man, when you hit true masculinity, okay, you're going to do all the things that are right instead of the things that your ego is telling you to do. Okay. And when you get on semen retention and you go on here long enough, bro, you start to understand no matter what you're going to go through, that semen retention is going to continue to still remain the same. Okay. It's going to still have the same rules. It's going to still have the same love, the same respect that it always has. Okay. Which is unconditional. You can leave this journey. Okay. You can run away from it, bro. But I'm telling you, what's going to happen is one day, eventually, you're going to have to come back and face yourself in this thing called semen retention, bro. Okay. Ask me how I know, because I'm sitting up here. I've mastered it. I can sit here and tell you everything that you need to know about semen retention. And if I'm still doing it, if I'm still walking this walk, if I'm still staying focused out here every single day, bro, on my journey, bro, I must be getting some kind of tremendous benefits from it, because it would make absolutely no logical sense for a man like me who was in his mental prime, bro, okay, to be doing things that will waste my time. I don't do that. I only going to do things that are going to benefit me. And everything that I've been doing on semen retention, bro, has been enhancing my life 1,000%. Okay. So I see a lot of guys making videos. I see a lot of people in the community relapsing. I see all sorts of things going on, bro, where these people just don't understand, bro, that semen retention is unforgiving. It's not going to switch up just because you had a change of heart. It's not going to switch up just because you're walking around in the outside world seeing everybody in relationships, seeing everybody out here wasting their life force energy, seeing everybody out here lost, seeing everybody out here not taking care of their health. Semen retention is unforgiving. It is not going to change just because you had a change of heart. I told you, this is for the realest of the real. And most of the people out here get on semen retention thinking they can put their own spin and perspective on this practice, bro. And they end up finding themselves back down in that lower vibrational energy, okay, playing with the relapse, playing back with the things in society, wanting to go back, contemplating if they're doing the right thing in their lives. Okay, I know, because I have been there. And this is why I want you guys to understand, bro. It is unforgiving. It is not going to change because of you. Okay. But one thing that is going to do is going to give you that unconditional love, man. It's never going to go nowhere. It's never going to run from you. It's always going to be there when you are ready to pick back up your journey, bro, and get back on your horse. Okay. And I'm telling you guys right now, there is nothing better than semen retention, bro. Okay. You keep yourself out of all of these problems. You keep yourself out of all the traps of society. You keep yourself in high spirits, bro, because once you hit a certain point on your retention journey, bro, okay, there is nothing but up in front of you. You are no longer going to go back. Sure, there's going to be things that go through your mind. Sure, there's going to be things that pull on your energy. Sure, there's going to be lots of temptations of the matrix. But what I have learned is once I've hit a certain part, I am no longer going back to that old lifestyle. I told you, once you put your money into this bucket, bro, okay, you are all in. Okay, there is no going back to who it is that you used to be. And what happens is most of these guys out here start dwelling back into what they used to have. They're seeing the things, they're seeing the traps, they're seeing all the program of society when they walk around outside every day, when they're watching their TV shows, when they're doing their thing on the internet. They're being shown a fake lifestyle. I told you guys, this is a lifestyle that is going to keep you in that lower vibrational energy, never being able to achieve your goals. You're always going to have a constant pull on your energy. Okay. And the sooner that you guys realize that, the sooner you're going to be off in this life. And this is what I cannot make up. Okay. It is unforgiving. It is not going to bend just because you had a change of heart. Okay. It doesn't mean that this practice isn't real. It doesn't mean that this practice isn't the greatest thing in the world. It just means that you still have some things that you have to work on deep down inside. And semen retention exposes those things. Okay. This is why I tell you it's not for everyone. This is why I tell you stop going around following all these people who are just saying semen retention, bro. I told you there's not a bunch of real people out here doing this walk for real, for real. Okay. I am one of them. I am telling you what you are going to experience. I told you how hard it was going to be. I told you what you're going to face. And ultimately, what you're going to face is yourself, because there is nothing in this world that anybody can force you to do except yourself. Okay. So if you're one of these people that are still going around and you've got these eyes to still be, looking at society, wishing that you were in one of these situations that these other people in, well, guess what? Then you're surely going to manifest that. Okay. And I guarantee you sometime soon here in the near future, bro, you're going to be looking at that situation that you got yourself back into. Okay. And you're going to be seeing all of the downfalls. You're going to be seeing all of the consequences from the choices that you made. Okay. And it happens every single time. This is why I told you guys, you just got to remain strong. Okay. You got to remain focused. Okay. You cannot let things come in here, bro, and sidetrack you from what it is that you truly want in life, because that's all it is a temptation. There's beautiful women everywhere. And for the simple fact that us men feel like we can go around and the first woman that we meet, that we think that this is a perfect person for us, lets me know that you have not lived enough life. You have not had enough experiences. You have not had enough time retaining your seed to understand, bro, that this is just the facts of life. Okay. It is very unforgiving, bro. Okay. It is not going to change. Okay. It is not going to come in there and pat your back and tell you that everything is okay. Okay. It's going to remain strong, just like it wants you to be. It's going to remain solid, just like it wants you to be, bro. Okay. And eventually, when you master this journey, bro, you start to have these eyes to be able to see this and explain this to other people. Okay. I am at a point in my life, bro, where I understand and I've mastered this journey. Okay. I see where all the pitfalls are. I see where all the people are stumbling in this journey. And I'm just trying to enlighten you guys to some things that you might not understand about retention. Okay. It is not one of these things that you guys are just going out here, going for weeks, going for months, hell, even going for the greater part of a year. And you think that you're going to get this massive change in your life. It's one of these things that you have to keep going. You have to keep putting in the effort, and eventually one day it's going to click, and that's the way it works. Okay. But I understand society. I understand the traps. I understand all the things that are going on out here in this world. And I want you guys to understand it's nothing more than temptation. Okay. You have built up your energy to a certain degree. Okay. You are now walking around, bro. Okay. Like a red flag in this matrix. Everybody can see you. Your energy is significantly higher than anybody else. And what this matrix does at that point is it attacks you and it wants you to drain your energy. This is what happens. Okay. This is what happens to most of the people. I've been sitting up here for over 3 years, you guys. I'm on 3 years and 4 months and 17 days of pure hard mode semen retention. And I have been tempted more than you can imagine. Okay. I've gone out on several dates. I've hung out with groups and groups of women. Okay. I don't stop my life because I'm on retention. I'm at a point now where I've mastered myself. I've mastered the control of my sexual energy. Okay. And it is not easy for anybody to get me to come off of my energy. Okay. This is the whole point of retention. This is the pinnacle that you want to get to. So you'll be able to walk through this world unscathed. Okay. This is what makes you so bloody attractive. This is what brings and attracts everything to you. The simple fact that you have the law of detachment that is now working for you. Okay. You don't need anything. Okay. You have everything that you need that's inside of you. Okay. And when these things start to line up, when these things start to go together, you start to put together this book of life really, really well. Okay. You start to understand that you don't have to be out here doing what everybody else is doing. Everybody out here is lost. Okay. I'm just sorry to tell you, man. My family members, some of my best friends, everybody I've all ever met in this world. I'm talking about like 99% of the people I've all met in this world are lost. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that their lives are horrible. It doesn't mean that they're horrible people. It means they are lost. Okay. Just like we have been programmed, okay, since the very youth, since we came out of our moms, since our moms came out of their moms, there has been a programming put upon all of us. We've been told to eat a certain way. We've been told to work a certain way. We've been told to live a certain way, okay? And what you begin to find out on this journey of going within, you begin to see that everything in this outside world has been a lie. Everything in this outside world is not the truth. Everything in this outside world is getting you to lose yourself. Okay, it's getting you to make choices and decisions to yourself that are going to harm you in the future. Okay, and this is the big problem that most of these men are having out here in the modern day with retaining their seed. Okay, I want you to understand this is an unforgivable practice, bro. Okay, it is absolutely not going to change for you. Okay, you are going to have to change for it. And I want you guys to understand, man, the longer you keep going, the better it becomes. Okay. You've never heard me once come up here and crashed out. You've never seen me do it. Okay. I'm showing you, bro, what the true power of this practice can do to somebody who really wants to change their life, man. Okay. It has done the most amazing things to my life. I understand who I am 100%, bro. Okay. And I want you guys to tap into who it is that you're truly supposed to be and understand, man, that all of us are out here are human. All of us are out here are going through the same struggles as you, but this practice is going to give you that one up. It's going to give you that willpower that you need to succeed. Okay. So keep going strong on your journey, you guys. Do not give up. Okay. Understand that this practice is unforgiving, bro. Okay. And that's the way the Most High made it. It's meant to be like that. It's meant to break you down, bro. Okay. And build you right back up with all the good things that you've always had inside of your body. And that is the fact. I appreciate the super chat there, Melvin. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that, bro, for the super sticker. Thank you very much, brother. Stay Solid says you should start a podcast channel and interview people on semen retention and spiritually woke people. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. The only problem that I have is most people, they get shy. They get camera shy. They get microphone shy. Most people are not ready to open up about their life. Most people are not ready to be honest about their lives. I told you this is what semen retention does to you. It breaks you down. It gives you that courage, bro. It makes you step outside of your shell, bro. It turns you into a literal superhero, bro. You don't care about what people think about you, bro. You're going to do the right thing in life, bro. And that's all that matters. Okay. And that's what I want people to understand. That's all that matters, bro. What all that matters at the end of the day is if that you're a happy individual, that you are fulfilled, that you are doing and living out the life that is truly is that you want to be. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. I told you, I'm living the life of the highest road. I told you guys, I'm walking in the shoes of the creator. There is not very many people out there that are confessing that with their mouth and or putting that into practice and showing you. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I've been doing. I'm very serious about who it is that I am. I'm very serious about who it is that I want to be in this world. And the only way that you're going to get those things is by putting in the practice and the discipline that it takes to achieve those objectives. And this is what I've done. Okay, so when you guys hear me talk about I stop lifting weights, you hear me talking about I only eat 1 meal a day, you guys hear me talking about that I fast all day. I'm not doing that for ego reasons. I'm doing that for things that are going to benefit me in the long run, and they already have. Okay, my health is amazing. I look amazing. I feel amazing. I'm strong. Okay, I haven't worked out in almost a year and a half. See, all you guys let these things go right over your head of what I've been telling you. Okay. How strong do you expect someone to be that has not literally touched a weight in over a year and a half? I had not touched a weight in over a year and a half to about a month ago when I just got that brand new weight set that I told you guys. Okay. I hadn't touched a weight. Okay. And at that point, I had still had been fasting majority of my days, only eating 1 meal a day. Okay. How big do you think someone's going to be that is eating 1 meal a day, that is fasting all day, all while detoxing? I detox every other day. That means I clean my colon out every other day. You wonder why my skin looks so good. You wonder why I have so much hair. You wonder why my body looks the way it is, okay, without having to work out. You wonder why I can still have the strength of someone, bro, who hasn't worked out in so long, doesn't even have, has lost a good 25 to 30 pounds of his body weight and still maintains a high level of strength. Okay. That is something to be looking at as remarkable and to show you that how possible it is that we can take this health thing. Okay. We have been taught to put all these nasty foods in our body. Okay. I told you all this does is activate your digestive system, okay, which causes you to SHIT, okay, and the process of SHIT, okay, takes a tremendous amount of energy from your body, bro, which ages you faster, okay, which grays you faster, okay. So the reason why I'm not eating food is because I don't want to age. And if you can look at me and tell that I'm a 45-year-old man, bro, and tell me that I haven't been putting in the work and I haven't been doing the right things in my life, then you would be a fool. Okay. Because I can go around and show you people all in my age. I can show you people who are all younger than me who look no way even remotely close to the way that I look and are not even remotely as close to strong as I am. Okay. And I'm doing all of those things. Okay. So I know what this journey is going to do for you. I know what it has in store for you. Okay. But it also depends on what it is that you want. And again, if you're a retainer that wants to be the buffest man in the world, by all means, go ahead and do that. But understand, just because that's what you want to do doesn't mean it's the right thing. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to have any consequences. And the way that I am teaching y'all how to go on the route with the least consequences. I am teaching you how to go on the route that you're going to get the most out of your retention bang. Okay. And this is how you do it: by retaining your seed, by not eating a whole lot of food, by fasting. Okay. By working out minimally. Okay. All of those things are going to ensure that your avatar has a very long longevity quality of life. Okay. And that's what I'm about. I'm not about the short term. I'm not about the ego. I'm not about impressing anyone else. Okay. I'm about impressing myself. Okay. I look in the mirror every day and I'm just like, God dang, bro, whatever I'm doing is working. Okay. Whatever I'm doing is working because I feel good. My mind's sharp. I have no brain fog. I have a flat stomach. Okay. I'm healthy. My hair is growing. Okay. My eyes are white. My skin is clear. Okay. I'm doing everything right. And I want you guys to understand that you can accomplish the same thing if you just stay focused on this journey. Pierce the Third says, that's okay. I want to quickly ask you before you take off if you have any thoughts on NBC using AI voiceovers of announcers who passed away. This stuff's crazy to me. I will definitely get to that, brother. Just give me a second here. I want to talk about a couple more things before I get up out of here. Okay, so this next thing that I want to talk about, bro, is I want to talk about, bro, that people are all on steroids. Okay, I want you to understand in the modern day society, bro, that everybody's on steroids, bro. Okay. And I literally want you to understand what I'm telling you here. Everybody is on steroids, bro. Okay. I believe Nate Diaz said it the best. I believe Nate Diaz said the best when he said that everybody is on steroids. And it's the truth. Okay. And I want to talk to you guys about not getting caught up in these traps. Okay. Because these traps out here that they have set up for you, bro, are going to get you in big trouble. Okay. I want you to understand that most of these influencers, most of these people you see today on TV, all of the athletes, and I mean all of the athletes, I don't care if they have the WADA testing, I don't care if they have the VADA testing, I don't care what testing that they have, all of these people are on some kind of enhanced performance enhancing drugs. Okay. This is the norm. This has been going on for a very long time. It's happening across all platforms. It's happening across anybody, like I said, who's doing anything in any kind of fitness realm. Okay. They are all on steroids. Okay. I used to tell you guys how I was back in college, bro, how, 75% of the team was on steroids. Okay. I used to tell you guys on how most of these people out here that claim that they're vegan, okay, but they have fitness channels and they look big, buff, and swole. They're all on steroids. All the guys that are out here, they're talking about their natty, that have all these fitness channels, okay, that are showing you how to work out, okay. All of these people are on steroids, okay. Then you got to look at all the people in the older age brackets, okay. We have all the people in the modern day, bro, that have weaknesses and deficiencies in testosterone. And we talked about why is that happening, because most of the people out here are sexually depleted of life force energy. Okay. I told you this is going to be one of the main things that pulls on those stores of your testosterone. And years of abuse, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be one of these people that have to start using the TRT, that have to start using the injections. Okay. And as a matter of fact, what's going on now is when you hit the age of 38 years old, you're allowed to go into the doctor and tell any of your doctors that you go and see that you are experiencing low testosterone, and they end up prescribing you testosterone. So what you're having in the modern day society, bro, is everybody around you is on steroids. This is why you cannot get caught up in body image disorder. You cannot get caught up worried about what other people are doing, okay? Because everybody is on steroids. People are dishonest. What don't you get? This is why I'm telling you, when you start to find people, bro, who are honest, who are truly authentic, bro, who are truly genuine, who are truly walking the walk, who are practicing what they preach, bro, those are the people that you need to be following. Those are the people you need to be listening up to, because they're going to be telling you the absolute truth, and they're not going to be caught up in their ego like everybody else. Okay. Everybody in this society, okay, is about the mighty dollar. Everybody in the society is in the ego. Everybody in the society is depleted of sexual life force energy. And this is the result of what you're going to get. Okay. You're going to have a bunch of people out here being unauthentic about who they are. Okay. When I tell you guys that everybody out here is on steroids, believe me, I'm telling you the absolute truth. Okay. Then you have to look at this other group of people that are now getting on the steroids. You're having women now. Okay. When they hit that age, when they're going into menopause, okay, they're being prescribed testosterone to help balance them out. Okay. And you'd be surprised on how many women are actually taking testosterone injections in 2025. It's a very big number. Okay. You have all these other people out here who've changed their sex. Okay. And that is the number one thing that they are prescribed. Okay. They are prescribed the testosterone. Okay. So all you can see all the way around you from far as you go, you have a bunch of people out here, bro, okay, who have insecurities, okay, who have abused their sexual life force energy, and as a result of that, okay, they are on the testosterone. So when I tell you that everybody out here in the modern day is on testosterone, believe me, I'm telling you the truth.
Nate, were you surprised that John Jones tested positive?
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
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 They're all on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
steroids. They're all on steroids. Terrorists been talking about steroids. Terrorists been talking about steroids. Terrorists been talking about steroids. Don't put my name in.
So I want to read you guys something real quick. This is an article that just came out yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I'm just going to read a couple highlights in here. This article talks about how testosterone has become big business. So check this out. Once the domain of aging men and clinical testosterone replacement therapy is now boosting across digital platforms. Okay. Backed by venture capital and boosted by influencers, TRT is transforming from a medical treatment into a lifestyle upgrade, raising questions about health, legality, and the future of men, and increasingly women's wellness. TRT prescription in the US has surged in the recent years. The state level data shows a 48% increase since 2021. So there you have it right there. Though that's the main meat of this article there. Okay. As I said, you guys, everybody is on steroids. Okay. And what we're starting to see here in the modern day is we're starting to see that there's also a lot of consequences that come with steroids, and we're going to get with that. So 48% increase since 2021. This growth isn't just driven by the rising diagnosis of low testosterone. It's a broader cultural shift, rebranding of testosterone as the ultimate biohack for performance, energy, confidence, and aesthetics. So again, once proven my point, okay, proving my point, telling you on what's really going on out here. And the reason why so many of us are having this body image disorder, the reason why so many of us out here are being shamed by our diets and our lifestyles, okay, because it's pretty plain and cut and simple, okay. Most of the people out here are being unauthentic. Most of the people out here are not natural. Most of the people out here are not natty. Most of the people out here are on the juice. They're on the testosterone, okay. I can name just about anybody you want me to, all throughout any industry that you want. I can show you who's taking steroids. Okay. I told you I was with a bunch of guys that took steroids for years. Okay. On my football team, I see exactly how steroids transform someone's body. Okay. And most of the people that I see, especially the guys in the vegan community, which are all cappers, they're all liars, bro. Broly, all those guys, bro, they're all liars. All those guys take testosterone, bro. Okay. And they want you to believe that going on a plant-based diet, you're going to get big, buff, and swole. Let me show you what a plant-based diet does to somebody who's truly walking a plant-based diet, who's truly fasting, who is truly taking care of their health. This is what they're going to look like. This is what you call natural, okay? This is what we all ran away from. This is what we believe that is skinny. This is what we believe is unappealing to the opposite sex, okay? Which is further from the truth, okay? I have had more women attention that I look like this than I've had when I've ever had any big muscles, okay? I am more approachable, okay? My clothes fit better, okay? My facial structure is on point, okay? Everything about me, bro, I'm lighter, I feel better. There's zero brain fog. Everything about me is greatly enhanced since I've been living this lifestyle, okay? And I don't have to abuse myself with overeating. I don't have to abuse myself with taking in chemicals, pre-workouts, proteins, all of these different things that are damaging your gut lining and your gut bacteria in your gut, okay? That is eventually going to end up catching up with you. You guys, I have done all of these lifestyles, okay? I've done them multiple times. This isn't my first run on these lifestyles, okay? And what I'm beginning to show you and what I'm beginning to see is I would rather be what they call technically thinner, okay, healthier than the rest of these people in society, especially in today of what's going on with our food system, okay? I've just did that last video on fasting. I showed you guys about all the reasons why you should be fasting, all the reasons why you should be putting down the meat, all the reasons why you should be getting these things outside of your body, okay? The goal of this life is you want to look healthy and you want to look good for as long as possible. Okay. And the only way that you're going to achieve that is to get back to 0 point, which is being natural. Okay. Less chemicals in your body, less process that your body does, the more minerals and nutrients that your body is going to be able to use, okay, to enhance your avatar. Okay. If you're doing it any other way, you're overeating, you're constantly keeping your body in a cycle of digestion, you're constantly pumping the foods, you're constantly pumping the toxins, you're constantly getting the parasites, you're constantly getting the viruses from the parasites that are being released in your blood. It's a constant battle where your immune system is constantly trying to work, bro, to clean out your temple. Okay. And what I have seen and what I know, okay, is fasting, balancing your diet, eating as less heavy, dense foods as possible is the ultimate key to giving you the longevity of the life that you want. Okay. This is the only way to go. Okay. And again, at the end of the day, are you more worried about what somebody else thinks about you? Are you more worried about what's going to happen to you? I ask you, when you're laying on that deathbed, is there going to be any of these people around you that you were trying to impress with your body, with your muscles, okay, with your overeating habits, okay? Is there going to be anybody around you standing over your deathbed, okay, loving you, caring about you, okay, telling you that it's going to be okay? It's absolutely not. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. You guys have to wake up out of the funk and understand, man, okay? This is all about longevity, okay? This is not about the short term. And all these guys that are opting to take the testosterone, to get the big muscles, to overeat, to chase a body image disorder that is unnatural, that is being pushed by the mainstream media. When you see majority of the people out here, bro, who are being affected, who are losing their lives early, okay, to this very lifestyle, should be a big red flag, bro, that you're doing the incorrect thing. I told you, do not follow the crowd, okay? You should be one of these people out here creating your own lane, creating your own path, being a leader, okay, doing what's right, okay? Because eventually what's going to end up happening is you're going to outlast all the rest of these people. Okay, so they can laugh, they can giggle. Okay, I guarantee you, when they're up in the hospital, okay, and they're on the Blue Chew, they're on the Viagra, okay, they're on the TRT, and they start having all these long-term issues in their body, I guarantee you, I'm going to be that natural man walking around out here, bro, with 5, 6, 7 girlfriends, okay, and still be able to make them all happy without taking a single thing. Okay, this is where I'm headed in my life. Okay. I want to live the long term. I want to see how many of you guys are going to be around in the next 10, 15, 20 years. Okay. Because the way that you go on and you guys, this lifestyle currently, most of you are not going to be able to get to that point. Okay. You're just not going to be able to get to that point. You're not going to make it. Okay. I want you guys to understand that. Okay. It's very important to take care of your body. It's very important, man, all right, to be cautious on how you're living. Do not let this society push you down a rabbit hole that you might not be able to get out of, okay, because that is currently what's happening. That's what's up, Melvin. Melvin says, what's up, King? Still retaining on day 1212. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, man. I see the 33 there. Congratulations, bro. Good job, bro. That's one hell of a streak, man. You keep doing your thing, bro. Okay. You should be feeling exactly how I'm feeling, man. You should be up here with the truth. Okay. And this is what I'm here to tell you guys. I'm here to share with you guys the truth. Okay. There is nothing better than natural. Okay. I want to put this out there before it even comes out, because there's been plenty of trends that have gone on in our society. There have been plenty of trends that have gone on in social media. And I want you guys to understand something. The next big trend to go on in social media is the so-called skinny trend. Okay. The so-called health trend. In a society where people are completely obese, everybody out here is losing their lives at a young age. Everybody out here is eating the fast foods. Everybody out here is coming away with the different various diseases. What you're going to end up seeing is you're going to end up seeing soon, very, very soon here in the near future, bro. There are going to be things called health trends. We've had every other trend out there. We've done every other ridiculous thing, okay, that society has told us to do. Overeating, mukbangs, all these other crazy different things that then got us to lose ourselves, bro, okay, to try to make, entertainment out of something, okay? Well, I'm telling you what's about to happen. Okay. What's about to happen is being in shape, being thin, being healthy is about to be one of the most sexiest things, okay, that's going to be sweeping across America, because everybody out here, okay, is the complete opposite. All right. We're going to become a rarity. Okay. We're going to become things that people are sought after. And while this is going on, all you people out here who made those wrong decisions are going to be putting in an extreme amount of effort, okay, to get back down to something that you should have been staying at naturally. Okay. Some of you people have no idea of how much work that you got ahead of you. Okay. I'm talking about an extreme amount of work that you have to do now. All right. To rid of all the bad decisions and choices that you made in your body. Okay. That is an extreme amount of work. And most people are just going to perish like that. Most people don't have the discipline because they're sexually deprived of sexual life force energy. Their balls are empty. Okay. They're depleted and they're defeated. So they're not going to have the energy that it's going to take, that they're going to need to be able to go out here to be able to complete that task. Again, where we're going to stand out and shine. Okay. I told you, we are coming into a time, bro, where knowledge is power. It's all about intelligence. Most people are going to lose their lives for lack of knowledge, bro. Okay. And this is what you're seeing transpire in our modern day. All right. So that's all I want to hit on that point. I don't want to get too much deeper on that. Okay. I want you to understand that everybody out here is taking steroids. Okay. And if they're sitting here telling you any other different and they got some kind of big ass muscles, they're lying to you. Okay. You're in a society today where you walk around and you see 60-year-old men, okay, with big ass swole muscles that look like damn NFL players. Okay. And I just sat there and told you that everybody's taking it. NFL players are taking it. Everybody's taking it. Okay. You're in a society now, all right, where it's instant gratification, where it's no more hard work, no more hard effort. I remember I got to college, bro, and the first time I stepped in college, I was 170 pounds, okay? It took me almost 2 years to get up to 195 to 200 pounds, and I'm talking about constantly working out every single day, eating 3 meals a day, taking the protein shakes. That's how long it took me to gain all that muscle. And now you're trying to tell me that we live in a society where old men, okay, old men with brittle bones, with empty balls, are walking around with muscles like NFL players, okay? As I'm telling you, okay? This is our society, okay? Nobody wants to work any hard anymore, okay? Everybody out here has lost themselves. Everybody has fallen into instant gratification. And with that is going to come some consequences, okay? Some of these older men are at the end of their lives where they just simply just don't care, and that's fine. It's your life. You do what you want to do. I'm trying to sit here and tell you guys to be careful of the traps that you're about to get placed in, okay? It's not because people out here have better genetics than you. It's not because people out here are working harder than you. They're not. Okay. Everybody out here is taking shortcuts. Okay. And for that reason, I'm telling you right now that they're all on steroids. So, guys, the next thing that I want to talk about real quick, I want to talk about alcohol and demons. And what I'm going to do with talking about this alcohol and demons is I'm going to play a clip here. Okay. I want to play this clip here, and I'm going to tell you a couple stories about my life. I'm going to tell you a couple stories about things I've experienced with alcohol and dealing with people that I know that used to deal with alcohol, and how alcohol and demons go hand in hand. So give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to screen share this and I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, here we go.
This is a fucking talk about alcohol and demons and sex. Because it's all the same. You seen sinners, you done live life. Alcohol, sex, and demons. One in the fucking same. My personal story is I was a functioning alcoholic to the point where, like, if you saw me outside, I didn't showed up to the function drunk. I'm literally drunk. I'm not buying no bottle. I'm drunk as fuck when I show up, type shit. I always say I'm not proud of it. I don't advocate for alcohol. This is just my fucking story. The fact that they call alcohol spirits is kind of fucking. It's like a play on. Everything's a play on words. because I don't know. I feel like I got a limit. Everybody got a limit. If I cross that limit, that ain't me. That is not me. That ain't God. God done left the room if I crossed, like, what is it? My limit's like, I think 6 shots. The devil can enter my body. And I'm so spiritual and like on a soulful level. I feel like God made alcohol, God made wine, God made, you know. But if you overindulge in that shit, that's not God no more. God, he even wrote in the Bible, like, forgive me for how I quote this, but like, you know, let the suffering people drink alcohol. And if you're a certain type of man, don't drink alcohol. Keep your heart pure and shit. Like God put alcohol here. It's when you literally lose your balance and you start drinking that shit. I had such a problem with alcohol. Like I started to black out on the regular. And when you black out, you can't tell me that's nothing but a fucking spirit, a soul, an entity taking over your body. And big on
So I briefly want to talk about this real quick. I want to talk about how she just said that once you're on the alcohol, bro, you start to lose yourself, right? You black out. You have all these different things that happen to you. Let me tell you guys from experience a couple times that I had with alcohol. Okay, not me personally because I've never been a big drinker. There was a time back in college where I ended up going to a funeral one time from a family member, right? And this is one of the first times I kind of understood that liquor wasn't for me. I ended up going to this, funeral party and they had bought out the bar and they had a whole bunch of liquor, bro. And me being a rookie person with liquor, like I really didn't know any better. So I'm sitting here drinking the dark liquor. I'm drinking the light liquor. I'm drinking the Kahluas. I'm mixing all kind of liquor. I have no idea what I'm doing. And about 4 hours later, we get in the car to go home and I had become the sickest I ever been in my life. I've never been that sick ever in my life, bro. And I will never go back to that. And this is probably one of the lessons that I learned. I think we've all had lessons that we've had to learn from drinking liquor. Okay. And this was my lesson. Okay. So like I said, I had mixed all the liquors, bro, and I got super sick. I mean, I'm talking about the spins so bad, bro. I'm driving down the freeway, as a passenger, bro, and I have to roll the window down, bro, and I have the spins, bro. I'm just sticking my head all out the window, going like 50 miles an hour, just puking outside the car, bro. Like I got so sick, bro. And all I remember is waking up the next morning in the bed. Okay. And this is one of those powers I'm trying to tell you of alcohol. Okay. Lucky for me that hadn't been one of these people that has been a common occurrence, and it was something that I had did awful lot where I felt like some kind of demonic stronghold had got a hold of me. But for the simple fact, bro, that it would make me lose myself to the point that I was blacked out where, the people around me could have done anything to me, bro, to violate me, bro. Okay. And I never would have known was a big enough red flag for me. So this one time I was dating this chick, bro, right? And she had called me up. She's like, hey, I'm at this bar. Come and hang out with me for a little bit, and then we can go home, after that, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, cool. So I meet her down at this bar, bro. And as soon as I pull up, bro, she's sitting there and she's completely normal. Okay. She hadn't had a drink at this point. She was waiting for me to get there. Okay, cool. So we sit down. Boom. We sit down at the table. We ordered 2 drinks. Okay. Started drinking the drinks. I don't remember exactly what the drinks is. It was some kind of dark drink and it had some kind of orange peel that was in it. Right. So I'm sitting here drinking the drink, bro, having a good time. I decided to go to the bathroom, went to the bathroom, come back. She has ordered 2 more drinks of the same drink. Okay. And we'd only been there probably about 20 minutes. Okay. So she'd already gulped down this one drink. Right. And 20 minutes later, I went to the bathroom. I come back out, bro. And she has a couple other drinks ready to go again. Okay. Now, this is where I want to tell you about how I know alcohol affects people. Okay. Because like I said, she didn't have any other drinks. She had only had that one while we were sitting there. And then I went to the bathroom and came back. She had another couple of drinks for us. So she drank those other 2 drinks, bro. Next thing you know, all this emotional stuff start coming out. Okay. Like she started asking me if I really liked her, she started asking me if we're gonna be in a relationship, and she started talking about all the problems that she used to have. See, here's what I want you to see. This is what I'm drawing the picture for you, what happens with the alcohol and how it always turns bad. Okay. And some kind of spirits get on people when they're drinking the alcohol. So she went from this perfect person, okay, very polite, okay, very, grounded, balanced, bro, okay. And the minute she had these 2 drinks in her, all of a sudden everything became very emotional, okay. Everything became very personal, okay. She started, getting really emotional. I started getting watery, started contemplating that, that I'm using her, that I don't like her, this, and that. So at this point, I'm like, okay, no more drinks, because I already seen what the alcohol is doing. I was like, okay, so no more drinks. We're just gonna get up out of here and go home and forget about all this, right? So I pick her up from the table. We go outside. We're walking out to her car, and you gotta think about it too. People drink when they're on alcohol, okay? And if you're one of these people who don't want a designated driver, you're one of these people who are just jumping yourself into a car, you need to be very careful about what's going on here, okay? Because I'm going to tell you what happened with me personally. It's nothing really bad, but it could have turned out really bad. So after all that, like I said, she was acting, completely out of character. Things are different, bro. And I'm telling her, hey, wait a minute, I'm not as wasted as you. I was like, let me just give you a ride home. Okay. I drove here too. You can leave your car here, let me drive home, because you're obviously feeling this way more than I am. Right. So she didn't want to do that. Okay. So she got in her car, bro, and she reversed the car up. And I'm talking about, she reversed the car up so bad, bro, like she almost hit something. Right. Then she speeds out, drives over the curb, bro. Okay. Drives into the road and speeds on home. And the reason I'm telling you guys this story is, again, look at what's going on since this alcohol has entered this person's body. Okay. So later on, we're hanging out. Right. We're having a good time. We're sitting here talking again. We're getting closer. We kind of forgot about what happened. Okay. In, that restaurant. And then we start watching a movie. And this movie that we're watching had a lot of violence in it. Okay. And all of a sudden, okay, while we're watching this movie, all of a sudden the violence started to come into her. All of a sudden she started being very rough with me. She's hitting me. She's slapping me. And I'm telling you, she's doing this very hard, bro. Okay. This isn't soft. Okay. This isn't the person who I want to lay down and cuddle with and make love to. This is someone completely different who was just in that bar about an hour ago. Okay. And with 2 drinks in them, all of a sudden there's a completely different person. Okay. I've seen this firsthand on what the alcohol does. Okay. And it end up causing a fight between both of us. Okay. Because I'm not a person that's going to sit around and be treated, however someone wants to treat me. Okay. I demand respect. I'm a very respectable person. I'm a very, caring and loving individual. Okay. I don't do things to make people upset, but I started seeing all these things happen with the alcohol, and it started to show me, okay, that this is what happens when people are drinking alcohol. This is a reason why they call it spirits, because literally when you start drinking this fluid, okay, it lowers your vibration, and somehow, some way, there is some kind of entity that comes in. Okay, because these people are no longer the caring individuals that they once used to be. Okay, so when I'm telling you that you continue to do this, you continue to drink alcohol, you continue to drink until you black out, you're going to end up having some things happen to you. I know girls, okay, and I'm not sitting here going to call out any names. I know girls, okay, that would drink so much that they would black out. Okay, and I know there's been so many horrible things that have happened to them because of that. Okay. And this is one of these reasons why I am so passionate about telling you guys about this alcohols and demons, because they call it spirits for a reason. It's a reason why it's illegal. It's a reason why they want you to do it and moderate on how much you do. Okay. Because you're going to end up doing things, all right, that are not going to benefit you. All right. And this is what I've seen with the alcohol over and over and over. It doesn't matter who I was with. It was always the same result when they drank the alcohol. Okay. They would completely change. And most of these women that I used to hang out with, who I would never, and I made it a choice to myself that I would never date a woman again that had an alcohol problem. Okay. Just from my experience of my last relationships, I'm never dating a woman again who has an alcohol problem. Okay. Because there were so many negative things that arise from this. I'm talking about completely different characters in these people that came out of these people once the alcohol entered them. I'm talking about relationship ruining fights. I'm talking about aggressive and wild behavior. I'm talking about doing things, wanting to do things, sexually that isn't normal. Like, there are so many different things that I had seen from the alcohol that I had learned, that I had understood that this is something that I would never be indulging in because of what it does to you. Okay. And later on in my life, I started doing the research, okay, on the spirits and how these spirits take a hold of the body. So I want you guys to understand this is something real. This is something not to play around with. And alcohol is something that you should really be doing, under extreme moderation, under care of people around you who care about you, not around being around a whole bunch of strangers or going out to a bar or something like that. You should be doing this in a very controlled environment, bro. Okay. Because if you don't know how to moderate yourself, you're going to end up becoming a victim. You're going to end up becoming one of these people, bro, who end up letting this alcohol, these spirits into your body and doing things that could jeopardize your life.
Big on the movie Sinner. You gotta give permission. God is always with you. If you give the devil permission, he gonna come into your body. So I said 6, 7, bitch, the devil's coming into your body. Like that's just it. It's what's the word? Moderation. You go over anything you overindulge in, I feel like is the devil saying, like, okay, you fuck with this more than you fuck with God. I got rights to you. It's all spiritual law, spiritual court type shit. That's how I feel. So I was getting so fucking drunk. I would black out like every other day. I would black out and be happy I blacked out. Happy I blacked out because, like, my soul on this plane is really hurt, really painful. I don't want to die, but I want my soul to be numb to where I can't feel anything. So when I fucking blacked out, I was like, oh, thank God. Like, some relief. I don't gotta be in this body, in this avatar. Like, I'm talking about, like, my soul cries every day, and I blacked out and my soul didn't cry no more.
So I want to explain something real quick here. I want you guys to understand something, man. I don't want you to be in the business of judging people. Okay. It's one of those things that kind of goes both ways. Like, you got to be careful at the same time, but you don't also want to get into judging people. Okay. Because I want you to understand, people out here do things, okay, when they're trying to hide pain. Okay. This is why you can't judge people. It's hard not to judge people. It's hard to judge people that are druggies. It's hard to sit here and try to judge people that are alcoholics. It's hard to judge people who want to paint their hair all different colors. It's hard to judge people who want to have tattoos over their body. It's hard to judge people who want to have piercings all over their bodies. This is one of the things that I learned later on in my life. And I'm trying to teach you guys something. So I expect you to listen up. Okay. You can't judge people. You don't understand where people have came from. You don't understand what people have gone through. The best thing that you can do is protect yourself. Okay. And this is why I'm giving you guys this warning. These are all red flags. Okay. I'm not trying to tell you if you're in a relationship currently with somebody right now that you don't want to try to help them or try to work it out. What I'm trying to get you to understand is these are big red flags and these are big problems. And, you shouldn't judge people on these things, but you also got to understand you need to protect yourself. Okay. Because there's nobody else going to protect yourself. Okay. You're the only person who's going to protect yourself in this situation. Okay. And the people that go out here that are doing these things, bro, all have had some kind of trauma in their life. So when you see people walking around with the nose rings, the lip rings, the piercings all in their faces and their eyes, the tattoos all over their body, every inch of their body's covered with tattoos. They got different hair colors, bro. They're doing different things to their body. These things are symbolizing to you the different types of pains and traumas that they've been through in their life. Now, it took me a long time to understand this. Why? Because I ended up going through some traumas later on in my life. I ended up going through some traumas in my late 30s. And what ended up happening to me, I went out and got my eyebrow pierced. I went out and got my nose pierced. Okay. I went out and did things that would seemingly to be outside of my character. And this is what I want you guys to understand. Okay. I'm not going to sit up here and try to explain it to you. I'm just going to sit here and try to tell you what the truth is. Okay. When you see people out there in the modern day that have these so-called issues, okay, you need to understand that it stems from something bigger. Okay. And it can serve as a red flag to you if you are viewing these things before you decide to get in any type of intimate relationship with people like this, because these are things that are going to eventually come to the surface. Okay. So I want you to understand, okay, that just because you see people out here that have these different things that I told you that they have doesn't mean that they're bad people. It means that there's they've went through some kind of trauma in their life. They went through some kind of hard situation in their life. And unfortunately, the way that we deal with things as people is we show that, okay, as in a form of an expression. Okay. This is why you can look at these things and you can see, okay, that this might be a red flag for you. Okay. So I just want you guys to understand that. Okay. If you're out here and you're seeing these different people, okay, understand that they're not just doing this just off a whim. They're not just doing this because it's the coolest and stylish thing to do. Don't get me wrong. There's a very small percentage of people out there that might be taking part in these things because of those things. Okay. But the majority, overwhelming part of people who are walking around in society have been through some kind of traumatic event. Okay. And this is how they're expressing themselves. Okay. So I just want you guys to understand that when you're seeing people out here in the modern day and you're seeing all these different things that they got going on, understand, man, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of hurt. Okay. There's a lot of possibly unhealed things that are taking place within that person's temple. Okay. And you should be careful. Okay. I'm not trying to tell you to go out here and judge people. I'm just telling you, you should be careful. Okay. Because based on my experience, okay, based on of what I've learned and the people I've been around, this is exactly what's going on.
Blacking out or drinking to that level is giving demonic shit in, like, legal rights into your body. I'm not even joking. Legal rights into your body. This is my story. This is my truth. I never encourage alcohol, but I would get so drunk. The devil had his way with me every night type shit. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. The devil had his way with me every fucking night. Had a party. It's a party in my city. Yeah. It was a party in my body. Yeah. Like every fucking night. And so when I say sex, alcohol, and demons, the alcohol introduces the demons that introduce sex. Men that don't love you, men that are full. It be niggas full of lust in men's bodies in a fucking meat suit, but that's not who you think you're fucking. That is a demon in a fucking meat suit. And when I was drunk, I'm like, shit, like I'm a demon too. Let's let our demons dance type thing. I've gotten to the point where I realize that my husband or anybody that truly loves me and wants me, I'm not gonna have to be drunk, and they gotta go through God to get to me, to the point where, like, it's just there's no demonic shit.
So that's the end of part I'm going to play, but I want you guys to really hear and understand what is being said here. Okay. You just heard her say that everything that has to do with alcohol, when you start to overindulge, has to do with demonic entities being attached to the body. And I'm telling you, this is 100% fact, bro. Okay. I done seen it in bars. I done seen it in clubs. I done seen it all sorts of places, man. Okay. Where people are out here. Okay. And they've had the alcohol in them and they become a different version of themselves, someone that we've never seen before. Okay. And I love what she said there right at the very end. She said that, you know, I'm going to deal with someone, bro, okay, where I don't have to have alcohol in my body. I want them to be able to go through God. And I told you this is the whole reason we're on retention, okay, because we are going through God. We are going through the Most High. We are going through the Creator. We are doing things in the right order. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing, okay? We're doing things naturally the way they're supposed to be done. We're attracting the people that are supposed to be attracted to us, okay? unlike drinking the alcohol, okay? Because all you're doing is inviting demonic entities. And this is why so many demonic things happen. This is why people end up having, little ones with people that they don't even like. And they end up breaking up. They end up, having all kinds of problems in their family life now because of this, okay? Because of all these decisions are being made off of the spirits. And this sad that we live in a world today that it seems like the only kind of fun that you can have, there has to be spirits involved, which was like the complete opposite. This is why I'm trying to tell you guys, we got to wake up out here. Okay. We got to understand that these traps come in many different forms and many different ways. Okay. Alcohol is a big one. It's one of the worst ones that you can get caught up in because it really ruins your life. It can take your life. It's going to damage your damn liver. Okay. It's going to take your life. I know friends who've lost their lives from drinking alcohol. Okay. I've seen what it does to innocent women, bro. Innocent, beautiful, soft women. Okay. Turns them into aggressive, cruel, mean, heartless women. Okay. I've seen it do it with my own two eyes, bro. Okay. And this is why I don't want you guys to be out here indulging in the alcohol. Okay. Because it does bring and it does let demonic entities for that moment while you're you're impaired, bro, into your body. And you always end up doing something that you regret. Okay. You end up sleeping with a girl you don't like and get her pregnant. You end up messing with a girl that maybe you probably would have had something. Now you got something. Okay. You end up blacking out and some guy that you never in a million years would have let into your body where you weren't even conscious. Okay. This is not worth it. Okay. And this is why it all needs to be within a controlled environment. Okay. Not even more so about people you love, because we're seeing in 2025, you can't even trust everybody. Okay. You can't even trust stepfathers. You can't even trust uncles. Okay. You can't even trust cousins. Okay. You can't even trust brothers. Okay. So I would advise you, all right, to be very smart with your life, to be very smart with things that you're doing in 2025. Understand that the alcohol it looks like it's worse, if you ask me. Okay. Because people are getting drunker and drunker, faster and faster. It's taking less and less alcohol. Okay. Plus people are putting stuff in people's drinks, date grape drugs and all kind of things. Okay. It is just not worth it to do. Okay. Now, if you want to be one of these people, you're coming off the alcohol and you're really coming off the alcohol, you're really trying to be a good person. And you want to have one glass of wine, before you go to bed at night or something like that, then that's not so bad. Okay. But if you can't honestly sit here and say that's exactly the control that you have, and you don't have to be one of these social drinkers and go out to these places and feel like you have to, take in a whole bunch of alcohol. All right. And then next thing you know, your whole destiny is changed. This is something that I would not recommend you guys to do in 2025. I want you guys to be very extremely careful with the alcohol, man. Okay. Because it is getting people. All right. It's taking people's lives. It is changing people. It's making people do things that they normally wouldn't do on any normal circumstances. So please be very careful with the alcohol. One Mind Channel says, when I'm on SR, it feels like I'm attracting more money effortlessly. Free stuff comes to me. Opportunities show up out of nowhere. I'm not capping. I have no reason to. I believe everything that you're saying, bro. It's not even, I don't even need to believe. I know what you're saying is the truth. Okay. I've been saying this for a long time. Again, it's unfortunately going to take a reset in our society for people to see what really is going on. Okay. All of these different things that are going on, the tariffs, all these different things, the inflation, all these different things are going to force us at one point to do some self-reflection on our lives. Okay. There's not going to be a whole lot of options when you don't have a whole lot of money to spend. Okay. You're going to be spending more time with yourself. You're going to be spending more time in your home. You're going to be able to spend more time studying because, you're going to be trying to do things that cost less. Right. And I figure that this is during a time where more people are going to start waking up. Okay. All of these things are happening around us for a reason. They're happening because we need to wake up. We need to wake up to the things that we're doing, bro. Okay. And retention is a must. Okay, because it does everything that my man just said, bro. Okay, I cannot make this up. My life is great every single day, bro. Everywhere I go, bro, I cannot make this up, bro. I'm having the most randomest comments happen to me. I'm people telling me that I'm famous. I have people telling me I look like Lenny Kravitz, 50 Cent. Like you would be surprised on how many different, compliments that I get every day since I've been on retention, bro. Okay, because I'm a different person and it shows, man. And I would encourage anybody out there who is not on their retention journey to get on it today, bro, because it's going to change you for the better. He said on retention, you're not supposed to be around women. That is not true. That is not true. I said I don't recommend that for people who have not gone on retention for long streaks and who have not mastered themselves. That's not true at all. Okay, because there's yogis that teach classes, okay, of sexual life retention with women and men. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. Basically what that's for, bro, that's for people who can't control themselves. That's for people who have not put in a lot of effort on this journey. If you have not gone on this journey for at least a year, okay, and I mean at least a year where you've gone up to building up to that year streak, maybe you've gone a month, you've gone a couple months one time, you've gone 3 months, you've gone 6 months, and you've constantly learning how to build up, okay, this energy to be able to protect your sexual energy, okay, I wouldn't recommend it for you. It's not for you. I told you, hanging out with women is not for everybody. And I told you it's for people who have mastered, okay, their retention journey. I hang out with women all the time and haven't relapsed. Okay. I've hung out multiple women. Okay. I usually go hang out with groups of women on the weekends and I just go and hang out with them. And I have not relapsed. I'm not edged. I'm not done anything like that. It's because I've built myself up to that mastery. This isn't for everybody to do. And I don't want you to do that. You shouldn't be copying what the sensei is doing anyway. Okay. Because you're not there yet. Okay. It doesn't mean I'm better than you. It means I put in more practice than you. Okay. So I know how to protect myself. Okay. You should be around women. You should be experiencing the feminine. Okay. All right. You just got to learn how to control yourself and control your energy so you don't become a victim. The problem that I have with these guys out here to claim that they've gone on semen retention for 6 months, they've gone on semen retention for a year, but yet they get on women and they fold. That's the problem. Those guys are the problem. Okay. But for me, I've told you, if you work on yourself long enough, all right, you've built up enough stamina to be able to say no to your lower half. And it's something that I would encourage you to do, because one day you're going to have to learn how to talk to women, bro. And the best thing to do is to be around actual women. Okay. But I don't want you to do that until you've actually put in some kind of work. Okay. Because if you haven't done that, then don't do it again. But this is why most of you are still in the beginning stages of your journey, because you have not accomplished that task yet. Okay. So continue to keep going, continue to get to a point, bro, where that doesn't bother you, a point where you can go out in the public in some yoga pants that you see are not going to bother you, or a point where you could turn on social media and accidentally see a rack. It's not going to bother you. Okay. When you've got to a point like that, this is when you know you're coming on mastery of your retention. It usually comes on a year and a half to 2 years. You've mastered the retention. Okay. The visual things are not going to bother you. They're not going to set you off. Until then, I would avoid it at all costs. Facts. Insight says, without retention, you are a slave to the world. And I believe that 100%. And that's the way I live my life. That's the way I live my life. Without retention, dude, you're a slave, bro. You're a slave to your lower half. You're a slave to whatever's being shown for you. When I tell you, you literally can't go anywhere, bro. I remember YouTube, TikTok used to be a whole bunch of informational videos. Used to be so much. I could sit on TikTok, I could sit on YouTube for hours, bro, and be learning things. Okay, 24/7. Now what you have, every person that you swipe up on TikTok, bro, it's a girl with some cleavage. It's a girl with some cleavage, a girl with her pants hang, with her yoga pants on. No matter where you go, this is what you're going to see, bro. Okay. And because of that, if you have not walked on this walk and you have not gone on this journey, bro, you're going to be a slave to this world. Point blank, period. Okay. And most of you are, because most of you don't want to put in the effort. Most of you think this is a joke. Okay. And you will continue to be a slave. You will continue to fall into the traps. You will continue to be depressed. You will continue to release your life force energy. You will continue to become a victim. Okay. You will continue to age. You will continue to lose your hairline. You will continue to have no confidence until you understand, bro, that the most best thing that you could do, bro, is save your energy as much as you can. And if that means you can only make it 3 months, or you can only make it 6 months, then you do it for as long as you can. And when you come off it, you get right back on your horse and you do it again. Because eventually what's going to happen, like I told you, you're going to build up a tolerance for it. You're going to become into mastery of retaining your seed. But it takes some experience, bro. It takes some knowing. And the only way that you're going to master this game is to get in the game. You're not going to be able to sit in the crowd or on the bench and be able to learn how to master this game. You have to get your hands dirty. Okay. So as long as you understand that, you're going to be okay in this thing, man. It's just for the other people out there, bro, who think that semen retention is just like anything else, any other trend or something that they can join, and they're just going to be able to pick it up. They're absolutely wrong. Okay. And this is where we separate the men from the boys. Okay. I told you, most people are not going to be able to do this, and that's fine, bro. They're just not going to be able to get the benefits. All right. I'm not trying to tell you they're not going to pick up some kind of benefits. I'm not going to tell you that their life's not going to change in some kind of way. What I'm telling you is you're not going to get to the point where you're at in your life where you're fulfilled. And just because they're showing you the temptation in your face every single day, like they do with sexuality in our modern world, it's not going to tempt you to fall off of your journey. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Jim, what's happening, my guy? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, bro. I appreciate that. Jim says, yes, you are in amazing shape, bro. I've done all I need to do, bro. Again, and here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to understand. So when you're working out, you want to have a good base. All right. I'm not one of them workout guys, but let me tell you something. If I decide to ever go back to lifting weights, I can look better than 10 times all these guys out here. Most of these guys out here are fat. You don't understand. Most people don't understand what fat is. People see a big bicep and they think a big bicep is muscle. No, most of the people are fat, bro. If you understood how much of a body percentage of fat that people are walking around with on them, you would understand that most of the people are walking around here that are fat. And that includes the guys that are lifting the weights. Okay. I'm at a very, very low body percentage. Okay. All I need to do if I really wanted to, but I'm 45. I don't care. Okay. You may be 20. That's fine. That's something that you care about. I'm 45. I don't give a dang about what someone thinks about me. I don't give a dang about taking in some protein shakes that's going to give me bloating and gas. That's going to give me indigestive problems. That's going to give me stanky, smelly farts. I don't want that anymore. I'm pure. I'm clean. Okay. I want to walk around natural. I want to walk around looking good. I want to walk around with jeans that actually fit. I want to walk around looking like a model. I told you guys, this is what I want. Okay. We all want something different. Okay. If you go listen to my videos, I've already told you, I don't need to repeat myself. I've told you what I want. And I told you what I was going to manifest. I told you I want to look like how I used to look in high school. Okay. I told you I want to look like a Calvin Klein model on steroids. I told you I want to be like the black Dylan off of Beverly Hills 90210. And if you trying to tell me and look at me and try to tell me that I have not accomplished any of that, you will be a lie. Okay. I am doing what I want to do. Okay. All within, okay, my power. Okay. I'm not out here hurting myself. I'm not out here doing anything negative. Everything that I'm doing is for the best interest of myself. And I'm proving that by walking the walk. That is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to understand, man, that everything else that you're following out here that's outside of you is going to harm whatever that you have going for you. Okay. It's going to make you be one of these people who fall into all of these programs. You're going to be one of these people that get on these anti-aging supplements. You're going to be taking all this retinol crap, these eye fillers. You're going to be one of these people, bro. Okay. That spends their money, okay, trying to enhance their look instead of doing it the natural way. Okay. Unfortunately, it's an instant gratification society, bro. And this is where most people are going to go. Most people are not going to learn. Most people don't want to put in the effort. If you only understood how much work it takes to really work on yourself to this degree, okay, to say no, to be able to have no addictions, bro, okay, and be able to walk through this world a strong individual and not fall into temptation, bro, is a remarkable gift to have in 2025. When you look around you, a majority of the people out here, bro, are obese and out of shape, bro, overweight, bro, very unhappy, masking all of their feelings and emotions with drugs and alcohol, makeup, surgeries, BBLs, okay, money. All these people out here, bro, are not going to stand the test of time. And I told you, you want to be this people still standing on your own too. You want to be these people who are still going and excelling to the heights, okay, of their life, bro, later on in their life. Most of these people are not going to make it, bro. Okay. They're not going to make it because they believed in what society told them. They fall for the trap. I told you, you have to go within on this journey. Okay. You have to look inside, bro, and you got to display the discipline that it's going to take to be able to control your life to the ability to what it is that you want to achieve. And the way that you do that, bro, is first and foremost, all right, is by protecting your diet, protecting the things that you put in your body, and protecting your sexual life force energy. That goes across men and women alike. Okay. Women get it just as bad. They age way worse than the men do when they fall off in this category. Okay. So I'm just trying to help you guys in general. I want you guys to understand that this is real, man. All right. And you have some real decisions to make, man. Okay. Before you end up being affected by this. And again, some of you have already crossed that line and you simply just don't care. And that's fine. But just don't be going around hating on the community. Don't be going around hating on people, bro, who actually still have something that they're willing to, live for, that they're living for, that they want to achieve. Okay. It's okay that you don't want to do that. Doesn't mean it's not the truth. Okay. Most people are so far gone that they wouldn't dare to put in the effort that it takes to get back to 0 point because it's going to take them way too much effort. They've already given up. All right. And this is the most of the people that you see around you. And I don't want you guys to let these people affect what it is that you're trying to do. So just be smart. All right, guys. So I'm going to talk about this last thing real quick. I'm going to talk about the military. I had some guy ask me what I thought about the military. And I'm just going to give my opinion. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Okay. I'm going to play a couple clips. Actually, I think I'll play the couple clips first. Okay. And then I'll give my opinion on what I think about the military. Now, based off of what is happening in my family, okay, I'm not with the military. Okay. It doesn't mean that I don't support our country. It doesn't mean that I don't want to see that, part of our, government or our part of our world be strong. Okay. Because I believe that we do need that. But I also believe that we don't need to be in conflict either. Okay. I don't really believe that we need a military that powerful. That just signifies that either we're messed up or the rest of the world is messed up. Somebody is trying to control and have too much power over somebody else when we have to have a military of that stature. Okay. And that's not a good look. Okay. I'd rather it be peaceful where we can travel wherever we want to travel. There's no borders, there's no hate, Unfortunately, I just don't see us getting to that point because of these military, corporations, if you will. It's about too much control. It's about too much power. And when you have that going on, man, you're going to have, people who end up joining it for the wrong things. And what I've seen happen in my family is I've seen it have a traumatic effect on my family. I've had a couple people in my family that developed PTSD. I've had a couple person in my family has lost their life. I've seen what the military can do. Now, what is unfortunate is we live in a society today where there's not a whole lot of options. Okay. Jobs are getting slimmer, things that pay you a good enough wage, things that can help you get yourself out of a rut are coming slimmer and slimmer. You're not making it in a 9-to-5 job. And this is where they make the military look so good. Okay. It's one of those things where, you join the military and your life can pretty much change overnight. I'm not trying to sit here and say you're going to be rich. I'm not trying to sit here and say your life's going to be super great because I don't believe a life's super great when I'm in control by somebody else because of money. Okay. I'm not that type of person. I know other people are that type of person, and that's, that their circumstances is their circumstances. I'm not judging them. Okay. I'm just saying I'd rather go the hard way in life, bro. Okay. Than to go through a system that spits people out like the military does. Because, like I said, I've had family members that have had the PTSD. I see so many people that I know that are veterans. I mean, I've talked to so many people that were in Vietnam and all these different, WARs, bro. And their lives are completely changed, bro. I'm talking about ruined. Some of these people are completely ruined. Some of these people were in explosions. Some of these people don't lost limbs. Some of these people don't watch some of their best friends die. Some of these people don't took so many other people's lives. There is so much stuff that comes with this, and you're trading all of this just to make some money, okay, in a society that basically has controlled us to the point where they're pushing people into that direction. It's almost like they're forcing people. They're making it so uncomfortable for people to live in the society and make it, bro, or other people don't have very many options. Okay. So this is why a lot of people are going. Sad to tell you that most of the people that are going to the military are people who have absolutely nothing. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Okay. You're not getting smart, educated people that have the world going for them joining the military. I remember when I came out of high school, okay, I told you I was the number 2 highest recruited running back in the state of Washington at one point, bro. Okay, coming out of my high school, I was up there at the very top, bro. And I remember I had already told these people I was going to college. Okay. They were showing up to my school. I had the Air Force showing up to my school like every day. I kid you not, bro. The Air Force was showing up to my school every day trying to get me to join the Air Force, bro. And I kept telling them no. I kept telling them no. I'm going to college. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go play football. I'm gonna do this. They were trying to force me to come there and to play football for them. They were telling me I'm gonna have this great career. I was gonna have this and this and this and that. Okay. It was for the simple fact that I was straight out of high school, and these were people were recruiting me so hard to come to the military. Okay. And from that point on, I started to go looking at my family and see how it benefited my family. Okay. And it really didn't. Okay. Because, like I said, yeah, sure, the people that joined during the time that they joined, they were taken care of. They could pay their bills. They had a nice car. They had a nice place to live. Okay. But later on, after these people had served their time, they lost all of that. Okay. And then these people, fell into that system. They were going to the VA, they got on the drugs, okay, and their lives completely were ruined. Okay. I'm talking about these people, are not the same anymore. And this is what I get worried about the military. This is this part of the military that people don't talk about. People only want to talk about the glory stuff and money. Again, people, we are not slaves. Okay. And that's what you're going to be when you go to the military. You're going to be one of the best slaves. Okay. You're literally getting brainwashed. You're literally getting programmed. Okay. You're literally becoming a trained killer. Okay. You're literally compartmentalizing your mind. Okay. That's literally what you're doing. Okay. And at any given time, something can set you off. At any given time, you can have an episode. Like, guys, I've seen so many different situations from people who are ex-military vets, bro. Okay. And the things that they are going through that people just in the public do not know about. Okay. And they're recruiting us, younger and younger and younger. They're even recruiting the women these days. So you guys got to understand that there's some sides of the military that is not glorious. Okay. And you're going to have to weigh the risk and the reward to this. Okay. Is it worth it to you? Is it worth it to you to serve 4 years of your life, possibly more, experience some of these things, carry this stuff with you the rest of your life, bro, just so you can get a paycheck? Okay. Or is it worth you going out in the real world like everybody else, beating the street, using your mind, coming up with something that you can create? All right. That's going to change your life. That's the question I want you guys to answer yourself. Okay. And I'm going to play this clip really, really quickly about the military and opinions of these people. And you guys let me know what you think. Okay, first one I'm going to play is she says the military ruined her life. So I want you guys to listen to what she says. Where'd it go?
"19 years ago, I ruined my life when I joined the military. They won't help me right now. They won't even give me mental health counseling. So now I'm going to tell TikTok what they did to me. Since they don't want to sit me down in a room and talk to me about what I went through in the military, what they did to me, I'm going to tell y'all. So in hopes that if you are not homeless, if you are not, the military is for people that are homeless, have nowhere to go. If you are in high school right now and you got good grades, you can go to college. If you got a family that support you and things like that, do not join the military. They ruined my life mentally. Physically, I am here. I am okay. I am alive, barely. Barely. They drove me to the point of suicide, and they still playing around with trying to approve my disability claim. After 19 years of me not doing a claim with y'all, y'all owed me money from when I got out the military in 2008. But now, 20 years later, you still playing around and still reviewing? What is there to review? The paperwork don't lie. Y'all, do not let your family join the military. Do not. They ruined my life. I saw things that's why they say, don't tell nobody what you see in the military. Don't tell nobody what happens in the military. Because what can happen? You can save somebody else's life. You can save somebody else's life by telling them what's really happening in that military. I'm telling y'all, I saw some stuff and some things happened to some other soldiers while I was there for money. Because they wanted some more money. Because the military don't pay. Let's leave with that.
So you hear her explain, okay, her experiences in the military. And this is the same thing that happened to my family. Okay. Exact same thing that happened to my family. Okay. Exact same thing that happened to many vets that I know. I tell you what, I see more vets on the street homeless. I see more vets walking down the streets of Spokane asking for money than I do regular people. Okay. And for the simple fact that these people served our country. Okay. They served our country. They protected our country. They allow these people who are up there, who we never ever see, to continue to keep their pockets fat. All right. They should be taken care of way better than that. But unfortunately, what I've seen is I've seen way more worse situations than I have good. Okay. And like I said, I have my own family. I have my own story on how they pursued me relentlessly. Okay. To join. All right. And it makes me wonder. Okay. Is this the best decision for modern men? And again, this is a tough decision, man. I want you to weigh this very, very well. I want you to listen to what I said very, very closely. If it's worth it for you, okay, if it's worth it for you in the short time to make that money, okay, to possibly have those consequences happen to you, then you understand what decision that is that you have to make. Okay. Some of us are in a lot tougher situations than others. Some of us are homeless on the streets. Some of us staying with our parents. There's millions of other situations out there. And all I'm asking you to do is to weigh it, and to be smart and understand that you have a high possibility of experiencing what many of these other vets had went through. Okay. And as me being an empathetic person and me being a person who wants to see people truly happy and live good, happy, healthy lives, that's not an option that I can recommend. Okay. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying I don't recommend it. Okay. Because of all the different elements that you're going to be affected by. Okay. So really weigh your cards, really weigh your ducks. Okay. And really decide, all right, if this is worth it for you, if money is worth it for you. Okay. Because you're worth way more than money. Okay. And the money that they're paying you in the military is not even a fraction of the money that I believe that my life is worth. Okay. So again, but I understand everybody has different situations that they are going through. So make the right decision for you. This next clip here is a guy talking about the positives of the military. All right. So I'm going to play this for you really quickly and then we'll end on that.
If you're 17 to 42 and you've had the slightest idea of joining the military, join. I've been in 13 years. All I'm saying is do 4, not no more. I don't care if you're 30 through 35, you're 35 through 40, do at least 4. If you feel like you don't know where life is going right now, you don't have nothing kind of sustained in stone and you're trying to figure out your next move, do 4 and not no more. If you enlist and you realize, okay, this is a good job, you can do more than 4, by all means, go longer. But at a minimum, just do 4. You get access to so many different resources. I'm the youngest of 5, and we grew up in the hood. Cockroaches in the kitchen. As soon as you turn on the light, bow, scatter. Can't leave no sugary nothing on the counter because ants gonna be all over it. Sometimes we come home, power is off. Gotta have the candles. No cable. Gotta get the antenna from the store. Only watching Dragon Tales. Only watching Barney. The military will elevate your life exponentially. If you come from like not a lot, you join, you do 1 contract. Just think about it. Please think, if you think I'll do it, comment below for me. Let me know. I will give you the blueprint on how not to be a 13-year second class like me. If you 17.
So there you hear it, guys. There's another opinion you have, okay? And I kind of agree with the brother. If you're in one of those situations, man, where you just don't have any other options, okay? I wouldn't say I do it, but I wouldn't be mad at you if you decide to make that decision, okay, based on what's going on in the society. But like I said, you guys got to understand, man, there's a lot of stuff going on, okay? There's a lot of stuff going on. As a matter of fact, there was an article that just came out yesterday. So this article that just came out yesterday talks about how the U.S. Army officially begins recruiting soldiers to fight in space. Now, I'm not going to go and read that article, but again, you can see how this is expounding, how the requirements for someone being in the military are now expounding. You're going to be asked to do more. You're going to be asked to take more risks. You're going to be asked to put your life on the line more. There's tons of men that are losing their lives every single day from training accidents, from different types of things that are undisclosed. Okay. There's plenty of risk with joining the military, you guys. Okay. It doesn't give you a badge of honor to go out here and represent your country when our country is not even doing our own people right. Okay. So I'm not sitting up here trying to be a hater. I'm just trying to tell you guys, all right, you're in 2025, man. All right. There's rumors of WARs. Okay. There's all sorts of things that are going on in the modern day, and it's very, very dangerous out there. Okay. So if this is something that you're looking to do, okay, I suggest that you take a long time to think about this. Don't make no rushing decisions. Okay. Because this is something, like I said, that can possibly affect your whole life. And I don't mean for the positive. Okay. There is a lot of positive stories that came out of it, but even the positive ones that I hear, people still have issues that are messed with them mentally. Okay. So that's all I want you guys to weigh. I just want you guys to think about these options. If that's what you wanted, I had a guy ask me about the military, and that's my opinion on it. Okay. It's not something that I would do. It's not something that I'm telling you not to do. I'm just saying, make sure that you weigh your situation accordingly on what it is that you want to achieve and what kind of lifestyle that you want to live. Because again, you would be trading, okay, your life of happiness, your life of peace, your life of peace of mind, a healthy, working, perfectly functioning, healthy brain, okay, for some dollars that are eventually just going to get spent away, okay, and you're going to end up with nothing, okay, except what you done created. All right. So that's all I wanted you guys to think about. I appreciate you guys coming here tonight or this evening. I appreciate you guys for coming in here this evening. And I'm going to get with you guys on the next one. I thank you guys again, man. I appreciate everybody that was in here. You guys take care of yourself. Understand, man, that everything that I talked about here today, man, it's got to fit somewhere within your life, man. You got to understand all of these things. Okay. All these things that we're talking about are affecting people in the modern day. And you guys really, really need to be protecting yourself and be safe out here. So you guys continue to take care of yourself. I love you guys. And I will talk to you guys on the next ones. You guys stay safe. And I will see you on the next one, fellas. Peace.
You are now listening to Boomtown Beats. You are now listening to TSLK.
Nate, were you surprised that John Jones tested positive?
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
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 They're all on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
I'm not on steroids.
They're all on steroids.
Steroids time as steroids.
Steroids.
Steroids time as steroids.
Steroids.
Steroids time as steroids.
Steroids.
Don't put my name in